Hey everyone, Ryan Young, Kama Jiu-Jitsu. Hope you're doing well. It's Sunday evening right now, mid to late September. We're getting near the end of summer. Thought I'd do a video for you. Been kind of busy lately, but you know, I like doing these anyway. So what I did was I solicited some of my students and I asked them to give me some ideas on what they wanted me to talk about. So one of my members messaged me with this. He says, do a video about how people who trained in other martial arts experience training jiu-jitsu for the first time. For example, I know of no other martial art where you can train by going full blast with each other and then tapping when appropriate, of course. In most other martial arts, you don't fully kick or punch other people, and it can be a bit jarring if you actually get kicked or punched in the face. Hard. Like Mike Tyson said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. You know, it's funny because Grandmaster Carson Gracie had something similar. He said, you know, you punch a black belt in the face and he becomes a brown belt. You punch a brown belt, becomes a purple belt, so on and so forth. So, you know, punch him 4 or 5 times, then, you know, he doesn't know how to fight anymore. Which basically says if you don't practice to get struck, then you know, you don't practice with a self-defense mindset, then your jiu-jitsu really will kind of go out the window, which has been our contention for years. Anyway, let's see. Jiu-jitsu is unique in that you do actually go 100% against each other, and it would be interesting to discuss how people from different martial arts background experience starting jiu-jitsu. So when I started jiu-jitsu, I did, prior to that, you know, as a little kid, I did Kempo. Middle school, I wrestled some, not a lot. Wrestled in high school, middle school, sorry. And then in high school, I did Kempo karate. Okinawan Kempo karate is what it was. And, you know, wrestling, you can go pretty much full bore. Judo, you can too. In fact, that was one of the things that made judo spectacular versus the jiu-jitsu. You know, Kano jiu-jitsu versus traditional jiu-jitsu at the time, was that Kano distilled the methods to the techniques to the ones that he thought were the most effective and just had them drill it hard. So when he matched up with a jiu-jitsu school, traditional jiu-jitsu school, they did very well because they weren't practicing the so-called lethal techniques. They were doing the ones that were more practical that you'd come across on a daily basis. They'd practice it hard and they'd be able to, you know, go until somebody tapped without injuring someone. And that's one of the benefits of jiu-jitsu, is being able to train very hard, going really fast, and really the difference between you stopping and you injuring someone, besides tapping out, is you can have them locked up and the opponent will know that they can't move and they'll just simply give up because they know if they do try to get out, you're done, hence joint lock, right? Because you're locked up. Now, when you think about it, if you think about a punching sport or a kicking sport, you're not going to be really going full blast, except with pads on maybe. And even then, sometimes you have somebody who's really good, and even though he's got pads on his body, you know, in gloves and shin guards or whatever, and he kicks you or punches you, it's going to hurt like hell. You know, what's the alternative? You know, how is he supposed to get better? Well, I guess he's going to just have to punch an inanimate object, like a bag or something, which is good too. But as Bruce Lee once said, you know, talking about, you know, breaking boards, you know, boards don't fight back. So that's one of the disadvantages of practicing a striking martial art, because you really have to, you get experience at pulling your punches. And I guess your opponent will be pulling punches too, so oftentimes you won't be taking a good hit. Now, is it better than nothing? It absolutely is better than nothing. It's just very hard, difficult, not practical, to practice going full speed without putting someone in the hospital, right? I mean, how fun will it be training with someone if every time you get onto the training, onto the dojo, onto the mat, or whatever you want to call it, you know, wherever you guys train your venue, knowing that you could possibly end up in the hospital after you're done training. Whereas in jiu-jitsu, you know, we do it all the time. You know, we can get the reps in. We can get hours and hours and hours of training and having very little harm come to you other than normal, you know, wear and tear. Especially once you get past blue belt. White and blue belt is where most of your injuries will happen. So we have a lot of people who come in from other martial arts and come and experience jiu-jitsu, and it's a great experience because here they are, they can go hard and you can immediately turn it down right at the very end. You know, in a real fight, you know, let's say you are in a match where you have to time a clinch, takedown, get on top. You can hit them a couple times if you want to soften them up, get them to, you know, roll over, give you your back, give you his back, and you choke them out. And that person, you can then hit from there. You're in total control. They can't get out. They're stuck, like in worst position, and you know they're stuck, but you can be humane about it, and you don't need to hurt them. And the same thing happens in training. Once you get somebody and they're stuck, you can wait, because if they don't want to tap, you have them in full control, and it's just a matter of just kind of squeezing a little bit more, and then they realize, yeah, I'm not getting out, and I'm not getting out of this, and you're gonna, you know, I'd be sleeping, so I'll just tap and we'll start over again. So that's one of the benefits of training jiu-jitsu. For those of you, so there's a lot of you who watch our videos who don't train jiu-jitsu. Let this be a video that encourages you to get started in jiu-jitsu, and realize that, you know, if this is something you've always wanted to do, why wait? You know, get it done. You won't regret it. I mean, it's changed my life, it's changed the lives of so many other people, and it'll change yours. Well, come see us at KAATARO.online.com, or come see us at one of our academies, Flower Mound, Texas, Irvine, California, Austin, Texas. Like I said, come see us online, KAATARO.online.com. Take care, happy training, share, subscribe. Bye now.